there comes a point in life where you have to stop listening to what people say and start paying attention to what they do. Because not everyone who stands next to you is standing with you. Some people are only in your life for convenience, not commitment. And the truth is, if you're not careful, you'll spend your energy chasing people who were never invested in you to begin with. Today, I want to open your eyes to 5 powerful signs that reveal when someone doesn't truly care about you. These are not small things. These are patterns that can either drain you or free you, depending on whether you recognize them. As you hear each one, I want you to measure them against the relationships in your own life, because the people you surround yourself with will either build your peace or break it. Stay with me until the very end, because once you see these behaviors clearly, you'll never waste your energy the same way again. This message is not just about spotting who doesn't care. It's about stepping into the strength of knowing your worth and refusing to settle for anything less than genuine love. And the first behavior of people who don't care about you is that they are only around when they need something. Only around when they need something. And this truth is one of the most painful yet powerful lessons in life. If you start paying attention to patterns instead of promises, you'll notice that some people only appear when there's something for them to gain. They suddenly become friendly when they need advice, money, a favor, or even just your attention. But when the tables turn and you are the one who needs support, they vanish. This inconsistency is not accidental. It's a reflection of how much they truly value the relationship. Real care is not measured in convenience. It's measured in consistency. When someone cares, they show up for you even when it doesn't benefit them, even when it's not glamorous, even when no one else is watching. Think about the energy it takes to constantly give to someone who doesn't reciprocate. Every time you answer the phone for them, every time you rearrange your schedule, every time you pour your effort into being present, you're investing. But the moment you realize that this investment only flows one way, it can either break you or it can teach you. People who are only around when they need something are like seasonal visitors. They leave when the weather changes. And if you don't notice this, you'll end up questioning your own worth, wondering why they never stick around. But the problem isn't you. The problem is that they never intended to stay in the first place. When someone truly values you, they make time, even when they're busy. They reach out without needing a reason. They care about what's happening in your world, not just what you can contribute to theirs. That's how you separate real connections from fake ones. People who are only present when they're in need are showing you their loyalty has conditions. And that's not loyalty at all. It's a transaction, and transactions are not relationships. The dangerous part of entertaining people who only come around in their moments of need is that you begin to lower your standards just to keep them close. You convince yourself that their occasional presence is better than none, and you start excusing the fact that they're absent in your struggles. But the truth is, if someone disappears the moment you need them most, they were never really with you to begin with. You are worth more than conditional love, more than situational loyalty, more than one-sided effort. It's time to stop mistaking convenience for care. Pay attention to who calls you just to check on you, not to ask for something. Notice who celebrates you without expecting a benefit. Watch who stands beside you when you have nothing to offer. That's where real care lives. The people who only show up in need will always reveal themselves. And when they do, it's not your job to chase them or to fix them. Your job is to protect your energy, to reserve your heart for people who prove through action that they truly value you. Because the truth is, the ones who genuinely care will never make you question it. The second behavior of people who don't care about you is that they dismiss your feelings. And this is often more damaging than outright neglect because it makes you question your own emotions. When you open up about your struggles, your dreams, or even your pain, and someone shrugs it off, makes a joke about it, or tells you that you're being too sensitive, they're sending a clear message that your heart does not matter to them. People who care will lean in when you share. They will listen, even if they don't fully understand. They will value the fact that you trusted them enough to be vulnerable. But people who don't care will turn that vulnerability into a weakness, either by mocking it or by brushing it aside. Think about how it feels when you finally gather the courage to express what's on your mind and the person in front of you rolls their eyes, changes the subject, or tells you to just get over it. That moment plants a seed of self-doubt. You start to wonder if maybe your feelings really are too much, if maybe you should keep quiet next time, if maybe you should stop expecting people to listen. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin silencing yourself. That's the dangerous part of dealing with people who dismiss your emotions. They train you to believe that your inner world is not important. But your feelings are valid. They are not random. They are signals from your soul, reminders that you are human, alive, and deeply aware. Anyone who dismisses them is not only disrespecting you, but also robbing you of the opportunity to feel safe in the relationship. Caring people don't always have the answers, but They acknowledge your emotions. They don't need to solve your problems to prove they care. They just need to stand with you and let you know your feelings matter. The difference between someone who cares and someone who doesn't is not found in perfect advice, but in presence and empathy. When people constantly dismiss your feelings, you need to pay attention, because that dismissal will show up in every area of your relationship. They won't just ignore your sadness. They'll also ignore your joy. They'll make you feel guilty for being upset. And they'll make you feel silly for being happy. They'll minimize both your pain and your progress. And if you keep allowing that energy, you'll start living life as if your emotions are something to be hidden instead of something to be honored. You deserve people who lean in, not people who look away. You deserve conversations where your feelings are respected, not belittled. When someone brushes off your emotions, don't confuse it with toughness or honesty. It's not strength to silence another person's heart. It's indifference. And indifference is louder than any rejection, because it says, I don't care enough to even try to understand you. The moment you recognize that dismissal for what it is, you gain the freedom to walk away from it. Don't let anyone convince you that your feelings are too much. The right people will never make you feel small for feeling deeply. They'll see your emotions as part of your humanity, and they'll treat them with the care they deserve. The third behavior of people who don't care about you is that they don't respect your boundaries, and this is one of the clearest ways to see the truth about their intentions. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are doors that teach others how to treat you. They are a reflection of yourself, respect, and your worth. When someone constantly ignores your limits, pushes past your comfort zone, or disregards your values, what they are really saying is that your voice doesn't matter to them. People who care about you might not always agree with your boundaries, but they will respect them because they respect you. People who don't care will try to bend, break, or dismiss them as if your needs are negotiable. Think about the times you've said no, and instead of accepting it, someone tried to guilt you, manipulate you, or argue you into changing your mind. That's not care, that's control. When you tell someone that you need space and they show up anyway, it's not love, it's disregard. When you express that a certain joke offends you and they continue making it, they're showing you that your feelings are less important than their entertainment. Every time your boundaries are crossed, you're being given evidence of how little they value your dignity. People who care about you will listen when you set a limit, because they understand that boundaries are not rejection, they are direction. They show where the safe places are. They mark the edges of respect, and they allow love to flow without resentment. But people who don't care treat your boundaries as obstacles to get past. They want what they want when they want it, and they don't mind stepping over your comfort to get it. That behavior should never be mistaken for passion, closeness, or strength. It's not strength to break another person's limits. It's weakness because it reveals a lack of discipline and a lack of empathy. The dangerous part about allowing boundary crossers to stay in your life is that over time, you begin to normalize the disrespect. You tell yourself it's not a big deal. You minimize your own needs, and you start letting people write the rules of your life for you. But every time you give in, you lose a piece of yourself. And the truth is, the more you allow others to disregard your boundaries, the harder it becomes to recognize who you are without them. Boundaries are not selfish. They are sacred. They protect your time, your energy, your peace, and your growth. Anyone who truly cares about you will understand that. They won't see your limits as threats. They'll see them as invitations to love you the right way. The people who don't care will always show themselves through their lack of respect, because care and disrespect cannot exist together. You don't have to fight to make someone honor your boundaries. You don't have to beg them to treat you right. You only have to observe their actions and make the decision to value yourself enough to step away. When someone doesn't respect your boundaries, they don't respect you, and no relationship can survive where respect does not exist. The fourth behavior of people who don't care about you is that they don't celebrate your wins. And this is one of the most revealing truths about a person's heart. When you succeed, when you achieve something you've worked hard for, or when life blesses you with progress, the people who genuinely care will light up with joy. They will clap for you even when no one else does. They will encourage you, uplift you, and remind you that your victories matter. But the ones who don't care will respond with silence, indifference, or even subtle envy. They may downplay your accomplishment by saying it's not a big deal, or they may quickly shift the conversation back to themselves. That lack of celebration is not just forgetfulness, it's a statement. It says, your growth doesn't benefit me, so I can't be happy for you. Think about how much effort it takes to reach your goals. Late nights, sacrifices, discipline, struggles that most people don't even see. Every small or big victory you achieve is proof of your resilience. It deserves recognition, at the very least, from the people you consider close. If they can't even acknowledge your progress, then you have to ask yourself what role they're really playing in your life. True care shows itself in both your lows and your highs. Someone who only shows up when you're broken, but disappears when you rise is not supporting you. They're feeding on your vulnerability. There's a painful reality here. Some people are comfortable with you as long as you stay beneath them, but the moment you start shining, their care disappears. They may not attack you directly, but their silence speaks volumes. It's not that they didn't see your success. It's that your success made them uncomfortable. Instead of clapping, they retreat. Instead of congratulating, they compare. And comparison always kills celebration. If someone truly cares, they will never let jealousy stop them from cheering for you, because love does not compete, it supports. The danger of keeping people like this around is that you start shrinking yourself to make them feel comfortable. You downplay your wins, you stop sharing your progress, you hide your joy because you know it won't be received well. But hiding your light to protect someone else's insecurity is not love, it's bondage. You were not meant to silence your victories. You were not meant to pretend your progress isn't valuable. You deserve people who clap for you loudly, people who smile when you win, people who see your success as something to be celebrated, not something to be resented. The truth is, when someone doesn't celebrate your wins, they are revealing that they don't have your best interest at heart. Because care isn't only about standing with you in pain, it's also about standing with you in joy. If they can't clap when you rise, they were never really with you when you struggled. The people who care will be there in every season, and their joy for you will feel genuine, effortless, and unconditional. That's how you know they're real. The fifth behavior of people who don't care about you is that they are inconsistent with their words and actions, and this inconsistency is one of the most damaging things to your trust. People who truly care show alignment between what they say and what they do. They don't make promises they can't keep. They don't build expectations just to let them fall. And they don't say one thing to your face while living a different reality behind your back. But those who don't care operate on convenience. They say what sounds good in the moment. They make commitments to keep you around, but when the time comes to follow through, their actions vanish. That inconsistency leaves you confused, frustrated, and questioning yourself. Think about the effect of dealing with someone whose words never match their behavior. One day they tell you that you matter. The next day they act like you don't exist. One moment they claim you can rely on them. The next moment they disappear when you actually need them. That emotional push and pull is exhausting, and it's not an accident. People who don't care enough to be consistent are showing you that your trust is not valuable to them. They're willing to play with it because they know you're holding on to their words, hoping their actions will eventually catch up. But here's the truth: actions always reveal care. Words alone never do. When someone repeatedly breaks their word, it's not a mistake, it's a message. They are telling you that keeping your trust is not important to them. You can excuse it once or twice as forgetfulness, but when the pattern becomes clear, you have to stop believing in their potential and start believing in their reality. Caring people don't need to keep explaining themselves because their actions already prove their loyalty. Uncaring people will keep feeding you explanations, excuses, and promises while their behavior tells the opposite story. The dangerous part of tolerating inconsistency is that it slowly erodes your confidence. You start questioning your expectations, wondering if maybe you're asking for too much, doubting whether loyalty and reliability even exist. But the truth is, you're not asking for too much. Consistency is not a luxury. It's a basic ingredient of care. Without it, there is no trust, and without trust, there is no real relationship. You deserve people whose actions make you feel safe. People whose presence is steady, not unpredictable. Care is proven in reliability, in the little things as much as the big ones. Someone who cares will show up when they say they will. They will follow through on their promises, and they will make their actions louder than their words. When someone is inconsistent, stop listening to what they say and start watching what they do, because that will always tell you the truth. In the end, inconsistency is clarity. It shows you that the person was never as invested as their words suggested. And once you see it, you have a choice to keep waiting for change that will never come, or to protect your heart and surround yourself with people whose care is not conditional, but constant. Because real care does not waver. It doesn't play games. And it doesn't make you question whether it's there. Real care is steady, dependable, and proven every single day through actions that match the words. When you look at these 5 behaviors together, they form a mirror that reflects the truth about the people around you. If someone only shows up when they need something, dismisses your feelings, disrespects your boundaries, refuses to celebrate your wins, and remains inconsistent with their words and actions, then their care for you is not genuine. And the most important step you can take for your growth, peace, and future is to stop chasing people who are showing you through their behavior that you are not a priority to them. Real care is not confusing, it is not conditional, and it is not temporary. Real care is consistent, respectful, supportive, and genuine. When you recognize the difference, you reclaim your power. You learn to stop begging for attention and start building relationships with people who truly value you. You learn that you don't need everyone to care about you. You only need the right ones. And most of all, you learn that your worth is not defined by how others treat you, but by how you choose to treat yourself. So today, make the choice to walk with clarity. Choose to release the people who don't care and surround yourself with those who prove their love, respect, and loyalty through action. Protect your energy, honor your boundaries, celebrate your own wins, and trust that the right people will never make you question their presence. You are worthy of relationships that feel safe, uplifting, and real. Thank you for giving me your time, your attention, and your open heart today. I hope these words gave you the courage to see your life and your relationships with sharper vision. I wish you strength to let go, wisdom to discern, and confidence to know you deserve so much more than conditional care. Good luck as you step forward with clarity and self-respect, and may you always remember that the people who truly care about you will never make you doubt it. When you look at these 5 behaviors together, they form a mirror that reflects the truth about the people around you. If someone only shows up when they need something, dismisses your feelings, disrespects your boundaries, refuses to celebrate your wins, and remains inconsistent with their words and actions, then their care for you is not genuine. And the most important step you can take for your growth, peace, and future is to stop chasing people who are showing you through their behavior that you are not a priority to them. Real care is not confusing, it is not conditional, and it is not temporary. Real care is consistent, respectful, supportive, and genuine. When you recognize the difference, you reclaim your power. You learn to stop begging for attention and start building relationships with people who truly value you. You learn that you don't need everyone to care about you. You only need the right ones. And most of all, you learn that your worth is not defined by how others treat you, but by how you choose to treat yourself. So, today, make the choice to walk with clarity. Choose to release the people who don't care and surround yourself with those who prove their love, respect, and loyalty through action. Protect your energy, honor your boundaries, celebrate your own wins, and trust that the right people will never make you question their presence. You are worthy of relationships that feel safe, uplifting, and real. Thank you for giving me your time, your attention, and your open heart today. I hope these words gave you the courage to see your life and your relationships with sharper vision. I wish you strength to let go, wisdom to discern, and confidence to know you deserve so much more than conditional care. Good luck as you step forward with clarity and self-respect. And may you always remember that the people who truly care about you will never make you doubt it.